Hello there, I'm Green Pangolin, and I'm starting a new journey today. There was some talk in one of the Discord groups I'm in the other day about cRPGs, and that made me realize that while I do love cRPGs, and I have almost all of them, I played almost all of them, I tend to get distracted with all the new stuff that comes out. So the last cRPG I actually played to finish was Planescape Torment, the original, not the enhanced edition. So I thought it might be time to start catching up on stuff. So I'm going to start with Tyranny. This is one of Obsidian's game. You know, the guys who also made the Pillars of Eternity games. And this one is a little less known, but still pretty good and unique. Okay, before I start, just showing you real quick, I unchecked this option that would show me all the dialogue options, even the ones I cannot actually take, and I also disabled this that would show me exactly why I can't have that option. I think this would have the immersion a little bit more. Okay. Just for the record, I'm playing the GOG version of the game with all the DLCs. I last played this game, I don't know, like 2 years ago, maybe. I got like 4 hours in, so I don't know much, and I remember even less. So for all purposes, this is a fresh playthrough. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I do remember that these options above normal are kind of unfair. Which is why I'm going to go with hard. When I play by myself, I usually toggle expert mode on, which disables a bunch of visual aids. It wouldn't be very nice for a playthrough, I think. And I don't really want permadeath. One, because I'm pretty rusty at cRPGs. Two, because I'm not that good of a player in general. So I'm just going to go with hard mode normally. Alright, let's go.
For over 400 years, the armies of Kairos the Overlord have swept across the known world. All who stood against them fell before their might. Even the Archons, women and men of immense power, were forced to kneel, chained to the Overlord's will. Now Kairos' final conquest has come to our corner of the world, and 2 of the Overlord's armies compete for the honor of taking our lands. The elite disfavored, and the teeming horde of the Scarlet Chorus. The voices of Nerat, spymaster and archon of secrets, guides the fierce and undisciplined masses of the Scarlet Chorus. With each battle, the Scarlet Chorus grows stronger, as the defeated are given a simple choice: serve or die. Graven Ash, Archon of War and the Overlord's most loyal general, leads the disfavored. Though small in number, Kairos' ironclad legion has never met true defeat in open battle. Watching over the two generals is Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice, eldest of Kairos' minions. Tunon brings Kairos' laws to newly conquered lands, aided by the Fatebinders, judges and executioners of the Overlord's laws. You were among the youngest of the court of Fatebinders when Kairos' armies came to our lands. How could we have known that the fate of thousands would rest in your hands?
Yeah, here we go. Gonna make a character real quick. Doesn't really matter all that much how we look, since we're not going to see ourselves. Let's see. Actually, like silent protagonists in here. Don't care much for banter. So yeah, there's not a lot of options to choose from here, since that's not the main point of this game. As opposed to like Pillars of Eternity, where you could just tweak your character a bunch. So let's just do some. Let's go with this stern bouncer looking dude. Usually I'm not a fan of putting tattoos on your guy, RPGs. Maybe it's just my dislike of tattoos in general. Some games can get it right, but most of the ones I've seen are generally not great in design. Yeah. This is good enough, I think. Nah, just pick a face. Doesn't really matter, so let's go. Now we're picking the background. Okay, do I see the bonuses? Not right here. Let's go with the noble background. We're going to be just cultured and persuasive enough. Okay, now we get to choose the first attack options. I think it's really nice of the game to give you spells right from the get-go. But I do remember that you can't just get all the spells naturally during the course of the game. So I think I'm going with an unarmed guy. Don't want to look like this, but extra dodge is always useful in games where there's a hit chance. Okay, now choose between Flurry of Blows, Palm Strike. We have the same cooldown. Let's see, Flurry of Blows has a number of valid weapons. Palm Strike can just be used no matter what. And it interrupts and silences. Abilities are pretty freaking OP in this game, so silencing is going to be extremely useful. Okay. Now pick one secondary. And for that, I think I'm going to get magic actually. Going with shock, so going to have a lot of disabling options. Interrupts. That's going to be very advantageous. Okay, now we're picking a banner. Thankfully, there is not a 500,000 options like, let's say, Stellaris or the like. So let's just pick something really generic over here. Like so. And then choose clothing colors. Again, some options work much better than others. Maybe this one will do. Okay, giving a name. We're going to be some guy. Doesn't really matter who we are. what we're going to do is what's going to define us. Okay, picking attributes. This is very standard Obsidian attributes. Exactly like in Pillars. I'm going to get with some quickness. Finesse. And 1 point in mind. Don't really want to put points into wits, because I'm planning to use magic more for crowd control than damage. We're going to get some damaging mages in the party anyway. Okay, these ones are rather self-evident. Gonna bump lower up. It's going to be one of the most important skills during the playthrough. It's nice to round up these support skills to even numbers. These weapon skills are going to increase the more we use them, so we're not really losing anything by not getting them as high as they can go. But this looks nice enough. Okay, now we can choose to do the conquest, which is basically the prologue for the game, or just skip it. But this conquest is one of the main unique points of this game, so not going to skip it.
All the world has fallen to Kairos, and now the Overlord's eye is on the Tears, our home. Last corner of the world free of Kairos's reign. 2 armies, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, march south from the Northern Empire, the last realm to fall to Kairos a century prior. In the early days of 428, Kairos's armies arrive at the Gates of Judgment, the mountainous border that we Tearsmen so long believed unassailable. Unable to agree on a unified plan of defense, the various leaders of the Tears sit and wait for each other to deal with the conquerors, until it's too late.
Okay, and here is the conquest portion of this game. So we're going to get options like this, and we make choices on how we want to proceed. And when we make enough choices, these 3, this city will fall, and then we're going to move on to the next one. So there's quite a lot of possible outcomes for this part, which I really like. So we can infiltrate, or go right up. So with each of these, we can choose which army to favor. Okay, so which one do I want to join? the disfavored, who are the elite troops, or the chorus, who are the murderous masses. Well, since I picked the noble background, I think the more organized army would suit us better. And here we made one choice. Now we get another. So we can either deal with the fire mages, or get an insider for the invasion. I think I did this one the last time I tried the game, and it made taking the city easier. Don't know if choosing this will give other options. Let's see. Can either lure them to an ambush, or make them meet the voices of Narat, who is one of the generals. I really like this game. There's going to be a lot of these conversation. Certain phrases, people, places have their own little pop-up blurb. Right click, can read all of it. So you don't have to sit through many pages of lore, you can just look it up if you want. Okay, let's ambush the mages. So most of them are dead. You got into the Scarlet Chorus. So now I think we're going to find fire mages when we go to the Scarlet Chorus. Okay, now we get to choose how to take the city. Okay, can find the commander. It would give this ability. It's a short healing and protection. So this is warrior choice. Or I could get some more people to the Scarlet Chorus. It would get me fire magic right at the start of the game, which is very good, gives a lot more options. Or go the sneaky way. Which makes us basically untouchable for 12 seconds. But makes us basically unable to hit. So, while I think fire is really appealing, I don't know where you can get this in the game, but I know you can't get it later. So I think I'm going with the sneaky option. Little bit of emergency button when we get ganged up on. And like that, the city is taken. And now we get to choose which way to go from here. Here to Lithian's Crossing, down here to the apex. This is one more choice that splits the narrative of the whole game. Because if we go down this way, then the third branch is going to be here or here. And if we go up to apex, it's going to be up here. So all of these are going to be very different. Okay, let's get this central location. Okay. Now we can choose what to do with captured enemies. Or get rid of the water mages. Now, in the first city, we mostly got rid of the fire mages. The Scarlet Chorus got a few. What if I do the same thing again? And of course, whichever faction you pick to support is going to like you, and the other is going to dislike you a little more. And they're going to remember all of these bigger options that you choose. Okay, so deal with an enemy captain or poison a well. Or rather, deal with those that poison the well. I think I'm going to put an end to internal strife right here. All right. Now how do we take this place? Negotiate surrender. or bait the queen into a duel. Let's go with the peaceful negotiation option. Okay, and now from here we pick one of these three. Let's go to the citadel, I think. Okay, what do we have? Okay, so we can sacrifice forces from one army to have the others. Or once more deal with enemy mages. Okay, let's put a muzzle on them. So we got even more mages now. Okay, we have mages again. Or deal with internal problems again. I think this part is pretty important here. So with these choices, I'm pretty sure they're going to remember which one you choose. I think I'm going to just let them do what they do. Okay. Now this place is going to burn, and we can choose to give a warning or not. And I don't think I'm going to wait for this one. Okay, and there it is. Conquest complete. And we are going to see these locations, I think, or at least most of them. Whichever end we choose here is going to reflect on how it looks. So for the library, it's going to be burnt, because we got here the red edict that made it burnt down. Okay, now let's go and see what kind of landscape we created.
The year is 431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender. The two armies of the Overlord and the Scarlet Chorus now control our lands. But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault. With their main forces spread across the tiers, the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance, but months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers. The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons: crush the Oathbreakers or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons. As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you. You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
And so here we are. This is us. Here's where our skills are going to be. Let's see. What do I have? These are the DLC things, I believe. It's always good to have on in the early game. Don't want the ninja wrappings. We look like some unholy mix of Elvis and Johnny Bravo. I kinda like it. Okay, so standard pillars of the fashion. We can switch between weapon sets. Get some quick items. Bunch of stats over here. The characters have their own inventory, and the party has its own inventory. Okay, this gives us Opportunist, extra damage on enemies with a bunch of debuffs. And since I picked lightning magic in the beginning, we're going to do a lot of stuns, paralyzes. So this is going to synergize pretty well. Don't have much strength, so not going to do too much damage. But that's what the lightning staff is for. Okay, here's our attributes. These skills are going to keep upgrading as we use them. But I can click this. It's going to lock skill progression, which means I'm not going to get XP on this. It's not really self-evident, since you could say, okay, I'm not going to use two-handed weapons, so I'm not going to get two-handed XP. But there are going to be events, I think, later on, that reward you with XP distributed evenly into certain groups of skills. So let's say we get like 100 XP in weapon skills. Then that means that all of these skills that are not turned off are going to get some XP. So if I want to just focus on unarmed combat magic, then I'm going to turn all of these off. So everything I gain will be just these two. And also if you hover over a skill, it's going to highlight the attributes that it's most based on. So we have these support skills. You can either dodge or parry. I don't remember if the game uses both of these or just the one with the higher level. Oh, right. Dodge defense against ranged attacks, parry defense against melee. So we're going to keep both of these. Going to keep lore. Since technically we are kind of an evil lawyer, if you want to call it that. So, athletics is used for some skill checks. Maybe we can turn this off later if there's not much I use it for. Subterfuges, stealth. Maybe I get one of the companions to spec for stealth and lockpicking. And at that point I'm going to turn this off. And we're going to get more magic skills as we get magic abilities. Okay, here's the talent tree. There's quite a bunch, so we can mix and match how we want to play. Here's the quest log. Don't know our reputations, because we're technically still in the tutorial area, but after that it's going to show both of the armies. It's going to list all the things we did on Conquest. Okay, and this is the more unique part of the game. So with magic you don't get the spells themselves, you just get these sigils. So this is lightning. Then you get the expressions, which is like the way it's going to target. So right now we can do a single target spell. And this is one of the reasons you need lore. Because we can get accents that change the way the spell works, but it's going to cost more and more lore. Okay, this will be our base. We don't have it yet. Missives are like letters we're going to get. We're going to see. Okay, let's talk to you. Kairos the Overlord, be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. That his favored warrior claps her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her legion. Oh, by the way, if me reading the unvoiced lines is not favorable, then just tell me and I'm going to stop. Until then I'm going to keep reading. Okay, pleasure to see you again, Fatebinder. You were with us since before the first official days of the conquest. So it's fitting you're here now, in what I hope is that last gasp of resistance from these backward steersmen. See, because at the very beginning I choose to go with them, they remember it. They keep mentioning it. Here's hoping you can convince the Archons to settle on a plan to crush the Oathbreakers. That is why you're here, right? Can you hear that hum in the air, that glow around the rocks? The avalanches? Kairos' magic. The Overlord has sealed the valley. Your senses see more than mine, good Fatebinder. I do not pretend to know much about such things. But if that was Kairos' magic and you're here on important business, well, you don't have to be the Archon of Secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague, an edict of twisted bones. If I was the Overlord, I would probably give all the man testicular torsion. Maybe that's too evil. So we can either dodge her question, or just tell her straight up that we're all going to die unless we do this. Well, usually honesty is the best policy. The edict is leveled against us. Her eyes widen with fear, her posture slackens. But the Scarlet Chorus prevents us from taking action. Why would the Overlord punish both of... She clears her throat with a sigh. Forgive me. It is not my place to question. We should have conquered the enemy within weeks of arriving in the valley. The delay reflects poorly on all of us. Okay, so in a lot of conversations with the soldiers of this faction, we can openly favor one over the other. I think I'm going to try to stay neutral in the ring fighting, so I'm not going to degrade either side. So let's reassure her a little bit. If we all follow Kyros's will and stop the insurrection, no harm will come to any of us. And we can get favor. We are now 48% tier 1 favor. These tiers of favor are going to unlock bonuses for us. If following orders and killing the locals will save our lives, you don't have to tell me twice. And I sure hope you don't have to tell the Archons twice either. She looks at you with a nervous smile. Still, this is all coming from the fire starter, the fate binder that made fire bubble up from the soil and reduced the Veldum Citadel to ash, so you'll forgive me if I'm still terrified all the same. See, because I chose to go to the Citadel in conquest mode, I was the one directly responsible for burning the place. And so the soldiers are going to call us Firestarter. I don't remember the choices I made last time I played this game, but I do know I didn't go to the Citadel, so they called me something else. Don't remember what it was. Well, if there were the long way, I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you yet. Her voice was silent, her attention snapping eastward with alarm. Did you hear that? More runners, third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from outside the valley. She points over to the collapsed path by which you arrived. But they are a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. And the Oathbreakers are just the people who live here. Okay, so you see, combat is real time. With pause, just the classics. Let's try a palm strike. Yeah, possible real-time combat system. Abilities going to get added automatically, but you can change them later. Standard stuff. And here are 5 kinds of defenses, so you can just look at an enemy and see that, okay, this one has a low will defense, we can better debuff them with fear, or if their parry is higher than their dodge, then we need to switch to ranged attacks, that kind of thing. Hit, critical hit, graze and miss. See, I'm barely doing any damage to this guy. However, if I go to weapon sets here, switch to staff, so just like this, we can adjust. Okay. Companions have their own talent trees. Let me loot you real quick. Now we can choose. Squeeze through the gap. Here this is an ability check. Because I have 30 athletics, I don't have to squeeze through, I can just push it. And that's one guy less. Okay. This one has a lower parry. So I can probably just punch it to death. Yeah. Where did she go? Okay, suppose she wasn't relevant. Okay, you're dead. Let's zap you real quick. You have a pretty high melee defense, so I'm going to switch back to stuff. And here we go. I've got the javelin. Don't bother with me. Go down to the pass. The rest us. The soldier clutches his gut and winces. You can see a hint of entrails between his fingers. Now, I do remember this one. This army, the disfavored. Their general has the unique ability to share life force with them. So this guy is going to live. Just needs some time to regenerate. Go on, Graven Ash is with me. So Graven Ash is the general. Okay. Rooms. Stars. And here we have our first companion, if I remember right.
Try and catch me, worm.
A young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vendrian Guard attackers, avoiding their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to acknowledge you. Okay. We have nothing in the Scarlet Chorus. If I were to completely favor one of the armies in the conquest mode, I think I would actually start with favor on one side and wrath on the other. It looks like I chose all the options that cancelled each other out. Breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countryman. This one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back. And see, the Vendrian Guard is also a faction. So I think you can join the rebels if you so wish.
Ha! Fate Finder! Here at last. Here to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery.
Sure thing. For the realm of Apex charge, the Vendrian Guard level their weapons and advance. Okay. Now I have a combo ability. Works. I am going to try. Okay, these ones are basically the same. So let's do it on him. And just like that, he's gone. Okay. She is a very berserk-like character. So let's let her do what she wants. I'm going to move right here. So, the game paused because your weapon didn't do damage. I set auto pause just so I don't have to wail on enemies that don't take damage. Okay, it was either slash or pierce. I think it was the pierce damage that made the auto pause, because he has no damage against slash. Okay, gonna let her continue. Just going to keep hitting you. See, again. And she has these stances. Don't really remember how those work.
Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
Fighter surveys the fresh corpses and nods with satisfaction.
I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
She gestures to the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head. Okay. And of course, companions have loyalty or fear. She starts at 0, since she doesn't know us. Okay. You fight like a storm. What's your role in the army?
A Scarlet Fury, one of the elite killers of our ignoble gang. You'll see more than a few of us around camp, but don't let that fool you. We're a rare breed. Most of the soldiers in the Scarlet Chorus are little more than farmers and children armed with rusted forks. Makes them easier to control. The voices of Nerat called his best fighters to this siege. There must be something important about Vendrian's well, though don't ask me what. The Archon isn't in the habit of spilling secrets.
Alright then, let's get moving.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
Okay, so rings are the currency, right?
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Nerat!
Okay. If there was any gameplay morality based on whether you loot corpses or not, I might consider not doing it. But this is a standard RPG, so I'm going to do it. See, you can find these accents, which are the modifiers for the spells, and you need lore to get them. Okay, so this one, it's 35 lore. We are at 31, so not too far from it. So the Scarlet Fury headgear is slightly better than what I already have equipped. So let's go with that. You don't have a helmet, so you can do this. Slash or pierce. This isn't really better. Okay. Let's keep going. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Vendrian Guard warrior roars with his falcons head high, his words largely lost over the din of combat. The falx is the big military sword. You? As his attention lands on you, a double take of recognition comes over the man's face. The peacebinder from the war. See? This is because I negotiated peace. The rebels slightly favor me and know who I am. If you've come to once again talk peace, it seems you're too late. Well, let's try diplomacy. Drop your weapon and perhaps you can settle this without bloodshed. We knew that violating the surrender meant an end to what little mercy and goodwill Kairos' forces have or ever will show us. Now there's no turning back. Shakes his head with a frown. I know you tried to do right by us in the past, but now you're between us and the way out. Nothing personal. Fatebinder, did I hear that correctly? Maybe you misunderstand why we're here. No, I know why we're here. But I have a reputation to uphold, you know. As he signals his men to charge, the sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus reinforcements. Hurry. Run down the Oathbreakers. Let none escape. From the red mob of reinforcements from the south, a blood chanter emerges at the head of the rebel, the ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones. Signing sigils of magic and wordlessly moving her mouth, the blood chanter scribes a series of spells into the air. A red glow surrounds the Vendrian Guard warriors as the chanter's magic worms its way into their minds, blinding them with rage. Hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path. The warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but his soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus, roaring challenges. No, don't engage them, we need to run. His orders falling on deaf ears, the warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. Okay, I think I remember this fight. Basically, what we need to do is get these two dead, so the NPCs can join against these ones. So what I want is to put you in dodge stance. Just move you right here. Then I can start moving you here. Yes, we can switch between characters. We can enable their AI. I admit I never use party AI in any cRPG like this, since it's much easier to just micromanage all of them. Okay, she has her stances. Okay, now she want to turn the AI off, because she just keeps going to the accuracy stance. Going to switch. Okay, this one's closer to death. Okay, now you have plus 20 dodge. So these three are going to keep attacking her for a while. Hopefully long enough for me to finish over here. And I can just keep you busy here.
Not a problem, boss.
Nice damage. Of course. It always counts the weapon as ineffective if it cannot fully penetrate. So he has 6 armor, but when the damage is slash or pierce, it's 7. And since her weapons are slash and pierce, it's going to barely do any damage. But she's just buying time for now. Let's shock you real quick. Okay, now's a good time to heal. Okay, and this says my weapon is ineffective. Because you have a very high magic defense. In this case, I'm going to switch and just get you the old-fashioned way. You need to hang in there for a moment.
Seeing an awful lot of red.
Okay, now you're focusing on him, so I can move you away. Just get a little burning on you. The NPCs are going to deal with him.
Not a problem, boss. Got dark all of a sudden.
Okay, something got you. No matter. Okay.
I'm not dead yet.
We'd love to see it. Come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They have the commander. I will be right there. She's wounded. Which gets her. Where do I see it? Here. She has minus 10% max health. I really like that your guys always fully heal between combats, so you don't have to waste healing items or just rest all the time. Got something over here. Head wrap. Drinks. Lootable stuff's right here. Some heavy armor. The gem. Who you be? Just hiding. Okay. Okay. Store your weapons or we find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. Cornered between a precipitous drop and a band of angry soldiers, the Oathbreaker warrior holds his favored officer at knife point. Skewer him, worry not for me, Graven Ash will protect. But its favored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his bracers and cuirass. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Permission from your pimp? This blade, with a jerk of the knife, he slices off a clump of Drastus's matted hair. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. Okay, we could charge him. Or because of my conquest choices. Oh, I already have a favor with them. Nice. I can try to be diplomatic again. Let's say, I'm some guy. My name should be known to you, and it should be an honorable one. Please give me the knife. I don't think I had this last time around. Let's try. You're Tunon's envoy. He watches you closely for a long moment until his posture slackens and he lowers the knife. If you will watch for my safety, then I'll... His sentence is halted by a spear thrust into his lung. Leaping forward the moment Tyrell lowers his blade, the disfavored soldiers slaughter the Oathbreaker. I mean, I'm not sure what you expected, my guy. I am literally just some guy. I don't command these warriors, soldiers. Dazed but alive, Drastus lets out a long sigh and struggles to his feet. Okay, now, I can't just say nothing, but be a little angry at him for making me break my word. But since you are the honorable faction, maybe you will actually respect me from getting angry. But I suppose at the end of the day, it doesn't matter all that much. So I'm not going to bring it up. Kairos be praised, that Oathbreaker fought with the range of Cairn himself. Cairn is the Archon of Stone. An earthbender by any name. Drastus slides a trembling hand along the cut on his neck. Thank you, Fatebinder. I thought today was my last. From the look of it, guess they thought if they swarmed the pass, maybe one might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on the bodies. Drastus holds out a handful of crumpled parchments for your inspection. Okay, because literacy is rare. Okay. A student of letters such as yourself should be able to make sense of this. Again, I'm not going to agonize people I'm supposed to be working with. So let's just take the parchment. Repeating the same messages in different written scripts, the parchments explain the Vendrian Guard's desire to overthrow Kairos' Archons and rout their armies from the tiers. The pages aren't addressed to any specific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to gather at Vendrian's Well. Recruitment posters, basically. Recruitment material. They were trying to bring more traitors to the fight. Well, from the look of it, we kept them from slipping out of the valley. Whatever they hoped to accomplish, I think their plan died here. So might we all, actually, if I can't do this. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave by the gate to the southeast and follow the trails downslope for a few hours. You'll see the campfire leagues away. Can't miss it. Gotta say, I love these little portraits of the characters talking and they're doing little motions and expressions. It's such a small touch, but it's really nice. Okay, nothing to see here, people. Dismissed. Got folks. how we're going. So this would give us haste, which is +1 quickness. No matter how fast they move, these bangles never make a sound. Okay, let's... Does anything change? Gives us +2 dodge. That is always nice. Okay, here we go. Sigil of Distant Impact. It's an expression. Needs 30 lower. We have that. So let's learn it. $33 lower. We're almost there. Okay, let's see. So, what I can do is take the lightning. So this is the short range lightning attack that we had so far. I can turn it to lightning bolt. It's pretty cool how the symbols are actually added to the spell itself. So if you spend enough time with the game, you can actually see with a glance whatever it's supposed to be. Okay, so you need 30 lower to use this. And it's a longer ranged attack that also has stun AoE, area of effect. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. I can assign it. Now, if I wanted to, I could give her the basic lightning magic. Then she would have the option of slowly gaining lore and lightning skills. But she's very much a melee character. Maybe when I get some support magic, she can have one of those. Okay, let's have a quick look around. Got this stuff. We can climb with 35 athletics, which we have. And there is something here. Potion of invisibility. Okay, so it was quick, but if you caught it right here, it showed that both of my guys got +1 subterfuge because I found a hidden item. So you have 34 and you have 35. So if I don't want you to be the sneaky type, I can just turn this off. Then you will never get subterfuge XP again. Okay, let's see. With you, since you're focused on dual wield, not going to do unarmed or magic. Now, as long as you dual wield, your one-handed is not going to increase. So I can safely turn this off. And she's not really meant for two-handed because of her skills, so turning this off too. And now she's going to be much more effective as we gain weapon skills. And she has these talents. this armor? Oh, this armor is not better than yours. Okay, let's go down. There was something over here, right? There it is. How do I get there? I really like this animation. It's the slow obsidian walk, where the actual movement speed doesn't match the character's speed. Like, have you ever seen anyone run like this? We can get this. Boom. And we got athletics. You're at 40. I'm at 41. Okay, so this is locked. Can't get here. And I don't know if I want to come back here later. Well, this will be here. Okay. Moving on. Okay, or just nameless guards. Boards. Okay, what about this? Oh, it's the guy we thought captured. So, what's going on here? The prisoner says his name is Tarkis Demos. Drastus lets out a long sigh, tapping his gauntleted finger to his temple. Then I don't think this is a complicated matter, he dies. His family's been a driving force in the Vendrian Guard. Killing him should demoralize whatever is left of the Tarkis clan. All must be given a chance to find absolution in service to the Scarlet Corps. The mage points a finger at the disfavored officer. And he knows full well this has always been our way. He has a chance to be slave or soldier. Only then do we feed him to the pigs. We'd like you to take prisoners, but you can't control them. You send these conscripts out on patrol and they never return. Defecting all over it again. I can't let this nonsense strategy continue. Well, I insist this Oathbreaker be taken to the voices of Narat, leaving us at an impasse. Fortunately, we have a Fate Bonder here to settle the matter for us. The chanter turns to you, an expectant smile creeping across her face. So, what say you? What should become of this prisoner? Okay, we can side with either one, or... You know, it's interesting that I turned off in the options to show why I have certain dialogue options, brackets, but this conquest still shows. Maybe the game treats those options differently, because they're set in stone and you cannot change them no matter what. Or maybe as a way to draw your attention to these options, if maybe you want to follow up on it. I don't know. It's interesting all the same. Let's see. Last I was here, the chorus was more than willing to poison the locals with no offer of redemption. What changed? Oh yeah, I did choose that. At that time, I sided with the disfavored. Yeah, what changed? Yes, well, The chanter narrows her eyes, scowling as she contemplates her words. We are indeed guilty of being haphazard in when we take pains to conscript and when we focus on getting the job done. But the fact remains, this warrior has use. Hopefully as fighting stock, maybe as swine feed. Either way, killing him is the true waste. Well, I'm pretty neutral with the chorus. And I'm not sure keeping him alive is good. Let's just get this over with here. The Tearsmen can't be trusted. Rakes, thieves, and whores, nothing more. We were far too merciful the first time. Drastus nods to a nearby warrior. Have this one tied up. He and his friends can watch each other rot in the sun. Crucifixion is not exactly the kind of execution I had in mind. But you do you, I guess. I won't keep you here any longer, Fatebinder. I know you have important business in the valley. Drastus salutes you, his iron gauntlet rapping against his breastplate. For the glory of Kairos. Okay. That has been dealt with. Is there anything? What about you? Fatebinder, what an honor to have one of Dunon's court visit our humble holdfast. Need supplies? Bursting with energy, the merchant slams her palm down on top of the crate. If so, you've come to the right place. So what will it be today? She spreads out a welcoming arm over her wares. Okay. We can actually ask her if she has a license. Okay. Right, here's the party inventory. These are the personal ones. Let's see, is there anything? These basically just change the type of damage you do. Don't really need them right now. See, I already have the lightning. This is an accent that makes bigger area effect. This accent increases duration. We don't actually have anything with duration. Although I wouldn't mind getting it. I don't want heavy armor or the gem. Or this junk. Don't need this. Or this. Heavy armor is not really my style. These kinds of games. Okay. I'm going to keep this as a lucky charm. One javelin. I think this will be good. Okay. It's worth a bunch of money. So I could just buy these two. I will do just that. Okay, now I can learn this. And I leveled up. Okay, so this would add another 15 in the requirements. So, looks like there's nothing left for us here. Gonna move down here. Let's level up real quick. We can increase one attribute until it's 19. Then it's 2. Okay, what do I want here? Extra finesse, extra damage. Doesn't really change much. I think I want to put 1 point in vitality early on. This looks okay. You never know when you need just a few more points of health. Okay. And now I have 1 talent point. Okay. Leadership starts at level 3. So I could choose from the other ones. Okay. Blitz stance would make us attack faster. Thunder removes some armor. Which would be rather handy. Or Mighty gives extra armor penetration. These two are almost the same, except this one would have the entire team. Okay, we could cleave. I think I'm going to keep area of effect for magic. Or make your basic thrust ability more accurate. Armor piercing. Let's see, with defense, I'm not planning on using shields. You know, that reminds me. I've never seen an RPG where you could fight barehanded with a shield. I think there's some missed opportunities there. A bunch of shoves and stuns and bashes. I think it would be an interesting idea. Okay. It's weak interrupting thrust. Not going to have a shield for shield slam. Okay, flurry of blows. It's just a double attack. Feint gives blind. This could be very powerful. If I knew what resists affliction again. That should be just base magic defense, right? Okay, extra move speed. Don't need that very much. Okay, these are bow attacks. Poison dart. Uses subterfuge. So if I wanted to have a sneaky character, I would just give this to them and spam this attack. Currently, I don't really. This would give thrust, root. Okay, so if I wanted to kite an enemy, this would be good. Okay, extra lower. Not really a fan of passive skills that just give points to stuff that you could get naturally anyway. Because you're going to have far fewer talent points than skill points. Okay, this basically primes an enemy for magic attack. This is extra strike with a staff. I think I'm going to take arcane charge. Yeah. Because this thrust is your basic ability. So now I can do this and immediately follow up with one of these. Or, because it reduces magic armor to anything, could combo it with her fire arrow. I think that's going to be good. Oh. Okay, here's the map. We're going to travel here. There's quite a few big locations to travel to. But before that... So this...
Need to talk? I suppose I can give you a moment of my time.
Okay, do you have anything to say?
What do you need?
Okay, nothing immediately concerning. Just casual party banter. Okay. Let's move locations. Alright. And that's the end of the tutorial mission. I think I'm going to stop right here. If you have any comment about how I'm doing so far, let me know. I'm going to see you around. Until then, bye.